is no resident as such. So when we see, things around us, that clouds are showering or sun is shining, and if we do not get the sun, it will perish. And with this particular Swami example also, we took that he's taking his disciples to two houses. One is, house which is like, a khandar sort of a thing. And one house is, like somebody staying in that, and, that other house is very spick and span. So difference between both the houses is what? That in one house where the house is spick and span, definitely there is a resident staying in. And in the second house, there is nobody staying in. So what is the lesson that we learn from this particular pastime? Then he asked, is the universe in which we are living a lively universe or a dead universe? So definitely it is a lively universe, right? Because so many things are happening, we are not doing any of them. Like, we're not making the sun to shine or the flowers to bloom. So then they all agreed that yes, this universe is a lively universe. And if we take a paper and put some iron filings and put a magnet below it, and we move the magnet, the iron filings also keep moving, with the direction of the magnet. So similarly, the movement of many things happening in this world, we do not know who is the magnet behind, who is causing these movements in this world. So, once a mother, she was actually talking to a very small boy. Then the small boy said that, look at the puppet, like so nicely, it's moving its hands and legs, it is moving itself and all. So the mother said that, there is a puppeteer who is moving the puppet, and the puppet is not moving on itself. So similarly, in this material universe also, there is a supreme being who is the puppeteer in the universe and who is moving everything around. So when we see, the dictionary meaning of cosmos, it is said that it is organized by us, but a great brain is there and an ultimate genius is behind this particular universe. So this is the meaning of actually, cosmos. So we might also always think like, that, okay, who is the, we need to be very good observers. Then when we are good observers, we can see what is the essence that I can, take from whatever I'm observing. So by observing this world around us, scientifically, we can see that the hand of a supreme intelligent designer is there, right? So for example, if there is a painting, then there is an artist behind that painting, right? So let's see this with the help of a slide. So it is more better to understand with the help of slide. So if you see, okay, so this is what I actually mentioned right now, that there is we are discovering the ultimate genius. So we have to first see with our own observation, then we'll be seeing with what are the scientists observing in this particular universe. And then the $2 million question that will be discussed, there's some activity, and then what is our prime duty? Okay, we are seeing all these things around us, but then what is our prime duty in this particular material universe? Why are we in this material? So we get many questions, when we are observing, a systematic, harmonious universe around us. That, okay, the sun is rising on its time, the moon is rising on its time, the sun is setting on time, the rains are there on their, time, and we are seeing the flowers blooming, the fruits and everything. So we get many questions. We get, okay, does God really exist? Like a lot of many questions we'll have, like, just like we are, we are thinking that, okay, does God really exist? Is there the Lord present in this universe? Am I, in the right universe? So there are many, thoughts in our mind. And there are more than a dozen ways, we can establish that there is a great designer behind whatever we are actually approaching to. Like, so if we see that, we see that behind this cosmos, there could be God who is controlling everything. Because if in our body there is a soul, and and the soul is controlling the body, then definitely there is somebody controlling this universe also. So these scientists, they launch satellite into the space and control it in a satellite room. Similarly, there could be a God who has put millions of planets in this universe, and he's controlling it by a satellite room. So if you see over here that somebody is creating, and we are just observing, and our observations, what we are seeing, that if there is an art, then there must be some artist behind it. If there is some very beautiful organization, then there must be somebody organizing, right? So for example, you have schools are being organized so wonderfully, or some IT company, it is being organized so wonderfully, everything is falling in its own place. All management is so wonderful in every IT company, or in every school, or in any office also. If there is creation, then definitely there has to be a creation. If there is a design, then there has to be a designer. We have big designs being constructed, or big architectural buildings being constructed. Who is designed? And there must be some designer who is created. Then if there is energy, I have energy in my body, I have energy in the material world also, then there must be some energetic person who is actually giving that energy. And if there are laws, then there has to be a lawmaker. Like, the government is the lawmaker in India or in any country. So definitely, if everything is working properly, like, if you go on signals, there is proper law that, okay, green light means go, red light means, stop. So it is a flawless law that, when you are on the signal, everybody will function very smoothly. Or else, imagine if I wouldn't have these red lights anywhere in the country, what a big chaos it would be. So laws are made so that there is no chaos in this particular material world, and everything functions very, very smoothly. So if we see now, if you see all these paintings that are there, okay, so many paintings are there over here. Definitely you must be thinking, hey, somebody must have painted, there must be some artist behind it, right? There must be somebody behind who has drawn this, who has captured this. So who is the artist behind all this natural beauty that is there? There has to be somebody behind this particular artistry, right? So if you see that there is the hand of God behind this, there are so many dozens of activities being done. There is the hand of God behind this, like. So you see this beautiful flower over here, the rose flower. So if you want to make one paper flower, you need so many material things, right? And God is making such a beautiful red rose. Who made it? We might just question. If this creation is so beautiful, the creator must be so beautiful. So what to speak of the flowers in nature with their delicateness, biology, compositions, and everything. And everything is going absolutely in a space. So behind every artistry, there is an artist. Behind every organization of honeybees, there must be some main person, right? Behind every organization, there must be an organizer also. Somebody, the main honeybee who's organizing the whole thing, right? Even if you see in a spider's web, okay, such a beautiful, actually, the spider actually weaves its web, but there must be some weaver who is actually weaving that, correct? So same way, if we see that a beautiful organization has an organizer also. Likewise, we see so many wonderful things created by man, such a huge BMW car must be manufactured by somebody, or these computers or these watches, or such a big architectural marvel, such big, some wonderful skyscrapers. Somebody must have built wonderful sculptures. Somebody must have carved it. Now, shouldn't this universe have a super intelligent creator too, right? So if we compare the things in this world by wonderful things, man by man, everything has a design and everything has a purpose. And if you see this squena seed, such a huge tree actually it builds up to, such a big tree it builds up to. Small seed, very small seed, okay? You plant it into the ground and such a huge tree it comes up to be, like such a huge tree it comes up to be. So they say that this skewer tree, the seed is just 1.5 centimeters and it comes out to be a very giant seed. But did we put the potency into this, seed to grow it so big? We are just watching growing it, right? So this giant tree is packed in a very tiny seed. And check this out, the space shuttle is also smaller than this tree. The Statue of Liberty also is smaller than this, this tree. So when you see the designer, somebody must have designed. Intel is designed by somebody, right? Some brain has actually designed Intel. Somebody is behind the design. And we have these trillions and trillions of cells in the body. But if we just take one cell, scientists say that one cell is more complex than even the whole of New York City. So we might question who has designed this. Definitely there is some creator behind it, somebody who's designer behind this complex design. And then even when we go to this complex microworld, as I told you, that this cell is so small, full, so many complications in this particular cell also are there. And scientists are yet keeping on and on and on, discovering so many things about stones and about diamonds, and diamonds turning into graphite turning into diamonds. Such a meticulous design is there in this. And these satellites that you see, so many complex, 24 hours round the clock, they are actually being monitored. There are so many critical parameters to this monitor. There is orientation, there is spinning, there is velocity, there is orbit decay corrections, there is cosmic radiation, heat dissipation, Earth satellite distance, and this is being controlled in from one room over here. The satellite control room, it is being controlled. And the complication of the Earth, it is into 6 by 10 raised to 21 metric tons. So many minute things there. So we should just think about it, that who is controlling the planets. We have never heard about even planets crashing. Okay, we have heard on Earth that two vehicles crashing because of some misunderstanding or misdirection, in wrong direction they're going. But have you heard that any planet actually just crashing? So who is in control? Is NASA in control of these planets? No, there is somebody who is actually controlling, right? If a traffic policeman is controlling a signal traffic, then who is controlling the traffic of revolving planets? So then we know that the Lord is in control. And see these marvelous designs in the nature that are there, all these complicated designs that we have over here by great designers who have designed this particular design. And we have the energy of the sun. Amazing facts we have about the sun, that sun is a very another great planet. It is giving out unlimited heat and light. Energy is carried by the stone. Someone is giving energy. So if we see that this energy of the sun, so energy emitted by the sun is smaller than the amount of energy consumed by human race throughout the entire history. Like, so all these, what is it being produced and everything that is being produced over here, It hits your TV screen, you'll ask who supplied energy to the stone. So behind energy, there is always an energetic person. Somebody is behind this. Then who is supplying energy to the sun? So behind any energy, there is an energetic person. And if you look around, us, if we see, that so much of, things are, properly functioned. Like in the college, an engineering college starts at 9:30 a.m. Now, who made this particular law? Obviously, the principal has made that particular law. Or these traffic rules, keep left, keep right. Who made this law? Indian traffic police, American traffic police. They have actually made this law, So now, so many, if you see in a cricket match, so many rules are there. Who will be the batsman? Who will be the bowler? How many teams? 11 in this and 11 will be the umpire. So many other things. International Cricket Council is there for this. Now, if you see the periodic table also, so many, permutation combinations are there in this Mendel's periodic table also. Did this come by chance? No, somebody has made it, so we have laws of physics. We have the gravitational force in Newton's law. Now, an apple fell on Newton's head and he asked, why apple falls down? And he discovered Newton's law. Then there cannot be a law without a lawmaker. So example, if I have to write an examination, at this particular time, we need to get this much of marks to pass. Someone has made this particular rule, right? So now, if we see law of optics also, all these rules, somebody has made definitely law of thermodynamics, the micro world. So there is a lawmaker also. For a flawless law, there is a lawmaker also. And, who decides that who will be what, such, there is a disparity in the, so karma is a law also. If we have a lawmaker, then karma is a lawmaker. There is someone who's supervising whatever activities we are doing, right? Now, if you see over here, somebody's handsome, but somebody's not handsome, somebody's poverty stricken, somebody's an MD doctor, somebody's labor. Now, who decides that what, body that person will get actually? Who is the, deciding factor? Do we choose education? Okay, we choose education and job, right? Husband and wife also, okay, husband can choose the wife can choose the husband also. I can choose also which car I want to, drive in, or I can choose a house also. But what we don't choose is our parents. We don't choose our face shapes, our intelligence. So then who chooses on what basis? Is it by chance? No, it is not by chance, right? Somebody is there. So all these things that we see actually. So, there is somebody supervising, and according to his activities, we are doing all these things. Nothing is by random. Nothing is, this. So the law of karma, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, what does he say? He says that under the supervision of Supreme Lord and according to the result of one's work, the soul is awarded. Okay, whatever activities you will do, your next life will be destined to be that particular body. Maybe I might be a beggar according to my karma. I might be a, Ambani according to my karma. So even these great scientists, they have also actually followed law. Scientists are also now agreeing that yes, there is a law, somebody is making these laws. So, there is a flawless lawmaker behind a flawless law, And so let's see, what the scientists are observing in this world. Okay. So we can Google also that, Einstein has expressed his interest that how God has created this particular universe. And even Scrooge's talk, is a very long talk, but it is a very meaningful in a sense. Basically, what he's saying over here is that although science has progressed a lot, it can't explain what's red and blue. What we see with our eyes, what is bitter and sweet, and what is pain and pleasure. So robot can't say how beautiful gulab jamun is, but we can taste and tell that gulab jamun is sweet, gulab jamun is very nice, delicious and all. So these perceptions are unknown to science. And if we see even Isaac Newton, what does he say? That you can't agree that a small model came by chance. You can agree that the entire cosmos has come by chance. So even on the airport, if you see, if there is no tap for washing, there are sensors for either side, so it is a pre-arrangement and it is not there by chance water is coming. Some small child said, oh, this water came by chance. But no, you know, even a child after coming home, he's seeing sandwich on the table, he goes and he eats. And, when he asked who kept it, he says that because I wanted sandwich, it just came all of a sudden, He doesn't know that, the mother has kept this particular sandwich. So great scientists also actually are trying to follow, God. And they have always been also great followers of Lord, of the God. And they believe also in the Lord. They know that yes, behind this particular thing, there is some big brain that is there. So now there will be a $2 million question for us that, we'll just play this, Kaun Banega Garuda. What is the origin of the universe? Definitely there is an intelligent design behind the origin of this particular universe, right? And the second question, what is the purpose of this universe then? The purpose of this universe is to understand God and life. So, there is an intelligent design. So these are the $2 million questions. What is the origin of this universe? And what is the purpose of this particular universe that is there? So did it come by chance, or does it have any purpose, or does not have any purpose? So any machine that you're computing, building, or even a pen or a pencil, or has a maker or a designer. Logically, the far more complex and awesome universe must have a super intelligent designer and producer. Do we not agree with this? Definitely we agree with this. So there is a big brain behind this. There is an intelligent designer behind this creation. Some people think that there is no purpose in this world. This is a very unfortunate situation for them. Some people think that there is no purpose, or the whole creation is created for a purpose. So when we get sick, there is a hospital, right? And when we go to the doctor admits the patient and he is given a medicine, and then we get healthy and when we go back. Similarly, as souls, we are happy, healthy, and pure in the higher plane. But from the higher plane, when we get sick and we come to this particular lower plane, and once we get healthy, we can go back to the higher plane. So we have become, very impure with, lust, greed, anger, and these are the three prominent viruses actually in our mind. So what is the problem with lust? With lust, actually, there's an adamant desire for something that is prohibited. बोलेंगे कि ये मत खाओ, तो what will we do? वो खाएंगे. ये आपकी सेहत के लिए अच्छा नहीं है, but we will do it. So for example, there is Ravana, he wanted Sita. And just as a child is adamant for, cocoa chocolate, which is not good for his teeth, Ravana was adamant on getting Sita. So lust is like that. Then what is anger? What you say, I can't get it. That is anger. And greed is what? I want more. That is actually greed. So if we see these three animalistic urges that are there are always pushing us, in our heart. And when lust is not satisfied, it becomes anger. So, mother does not give chocolate and the child starts throwing all tantrums. And when lust is satisfied, it turns to greed. So when the mother gives chocolate, then the child wants more. Then, nothing, we just need to see how we can control these things, in our own lives, so if you see that all these things that are there, finance ministry, defense ministry, education ministry, this is actually the national government and the universal. So just as we have the national government, we have a home ministry, we have a health ministry, we have the ministry of energy. Similarly, we have other ministries also in the universe. So if you do illicit sex outside marriage, then you'll get AIDS. With many people, if you do, then you'll get AIDS. If you're smoking, then you get cancer. If you're drinking, then you have a liver problem. So these are the universal laws that are being, laid down. And for that, then you have some, cure also. Ayurvedic herbs are there. Sun and the moon are there. Then you have, the universal, this gold, silver, diamonds, all these navratnas, ozonosphere, immunity in the body. Then you have the Vedas, you have the Bible, you have the Quran also, to get out of certain, problems. These are all the ministers actually of the universe who are helping a person to get out from this precarious situation of birth, death, old age, and disease. So, what are the lessons that we learn from the universal government? So, from the universal government, we learn that there is, all the time there is somebody, controlling. There is, somebody, any government cannot run on its own. There has to be a person running behind this particular government. And who is that, universal government? It is God who is actually the universe. The prime minister maintains and controls the country. God maintains and controls the whole universe. So, government has law abiders, they live happily, and law breakers are punished. Similarly, God's law abiders live prosperously, and law breakers, what do? They actually suffer a lot in this particular, this. Like, even in your house, what you have a leader in the house. Who is the leader in your house? Your father, right? In the school, the headmaster. In college, you have the principal. In a state, you have the central, chief minister. And in the country, you have a prime minister. So wherever a plural group, of people live, there is a singular leader. And we are millions of living entities. Then how can we not have a master? Definitely we have a master who is the Lord, who is there. So the Lord says, Matta parataram nanyat kinchin asti dhananjaya. Mai sarvam idam prottam sutra mani gana iva. Krishna is saying to Arjuna that everything is resting upon me. Just as pearls are strung on the necklace. This is Bhagavad Gita 7.7. So the Lord is actually the resting force for this whole material universe. Everything is resting on the Lord. So then somebody might ask that, what is my prime, duty? What should I do? Every person has his own duty. So then what is my prime duty in this particular material world? What am I supposed to do? Why have I come over here? So today we appreciated many things in this creation, and we congratulate also God for making, all this kind of things that he has made in this particular universe. So, Jagdish Chandra Bose, he proved that plants have life. And before the scientists did not even know about it. Similarly, we can prove the Vedic truth to the world. Like, Ivan Stevenson, he's actually, proving that, there is reincarnation, right? And, we use our intelligence to appreciate the creation of the God, unfold the mysteries, to understand and explain what is the purpose of Lord's creation, which is to love God and love all. So now, we are using this laptop, mouse, and everything, we are using all these facilities to glorify the Lord. We can use everything, whatever science has created for reaching out the message of God in this world. And in this way, we can benefit all the living entities of this particular, material world. So, uh, so to summarize, we are seeing the scientist observation. We saw the $2 million question: who created the universe? What is the purpose of this? We saw the national government and the universal government also. And then what is the prime duty? So in this way, we have seen that, there is an ultimate genius behind this particular creation. Does anybody have any, queries and questions? I've just completed. Last time we were not able to solve the queries or questions of different, devotees. So if anybody has any questions and queries, I'm more than happy to answer those questions.